Hello everyone, in this tutorial I am going to show you how to make an X stitch in Tunisian crochet. Um, I have a simple a swatch made with Tunisian simple stitches, and I'm using two colors in this tutorial because the X stitch is much more clear to see, even though you can make it with one color. I've seen some beautiful patterns with just one color as well, but it's just easier to explain or show with two colors. So I'm going to use two colors in this tutorial. I have a few rows of Tunisian simple stitches, and I'm going to start making my a row of X stitches here. So to make your X stitches, you need an even number of stitches because an X stitch is a combination of two stitches. So what you do is you identify the vertical bars of the next two stitches. You will make a simple stitch in the second one first and in the first one next. So that forms an X. So you pick the second one first, make a simple stitch, and then you pick the first one and then you make a simple stitch there. So if you see, that sort of forms an X there. It will be clear as we go forward, so I'm just going to continue doing that. So I just made a simple stitch. So I found the next two stitches, made a simple stitch in the second and then in the first, and I'm going to continue doing this all the way till the end of the row. And then I'm going to make my last stitch. And this is how it looks after the forward pass. I'm going to use the other color to make the reverse pass so it's easier to see. So here I'm just going to chain one. I'm going to have a separate tutorial for how to work with two colors and changing at the end of each round or at the beginning of the reverse pass. So if you would like to look at that, I will have a link in the description below. So just make the reverse pass just as you normally would. Start with a chain one and then yarn over and pull through two loops all the way to the beginning. And here you can see this row of X stitches, and you can continue doing that. I'm going to make one more row for you to see. So I'm going to find the next two stitches. So this can get a little hard for the first one, so don't forget that there's this one here. So an easy way to remember is that both of your next row X stitches, both of the stitches for the X stitch on the next row will sit on top of the previous X. So this forms the entire X, so the two stitches are right above it. So I'm going to make my first simple stitch in the second stitch from the hook, and then the second one in the first. Here. So that does that, and I'm going to continue doing that all the way till the end. It's not really as hard. It's a difficult angle for me to crochet while I film this video, so that's why it looks like I'm struggling with it. But if you make your forward pass loose enough, this is not hard to make. So you just need to make sure that you're picking a hook of the right size, and just as a general rule, I pick a hook size that is at least 2 sizes larger than the recommended size on the yarn, and that works out for me. So here and this. And here's my last stitch. I'm going to make my reverse pass with the other color. All the way to the beginning, and here it is. So you can see the 2 rows of X stitches. So the X's are sitting on top of each other, and if you want to look at the reverse side, here is how it looks. It's fairly neat at the back as well. I don't think it will look bad. I have a scarf that I made and I used the stitch in there, so if you would like to take a look at it, you will be able to find it on my blog. I have not released it as of now, but it will be released in May. So if you are interested, you can check it out on my blog next month. So if you have any questions with this, please leave me a note and I will be happy to answer them.